Hi, welcome to Trigger Your Truth. I'm Kristen, and I'm feeling very teacher like with this, but I thought this would be the best way to talk about energy. Um, Based on the last episodes, with my personal stories, what I shared was that ultimately in my head it was nonstop, right? Worry, stress, couldn't sleep, um, jealousy, you name it. So when my head was going nonstop like that, I was never grounded or with peace within. So one of the things that I became really interested in once I learned just how powerful the brain was and everything's energy, right? Einstein said that, quantum physics showing that. So if everything's really energy, then my curiosity went straight to energy. What is that? What does that mean? How does that affect me? How does that affect my family? And I wanted to know more. So I started reading a lot and listening to podcasts. And this is kind of where I've landed. This was a very helpful tool for me to understand myself better and give me the tool that I needed to, do the shadow work, to become vulnerable with myself, widen my lens, and connect my dots. Um, so this has become really big for me, and I try to keep this conscious and in my awareness each and every day. Um, and I hope this helps you. Um, don't laugh at my little person I drew here meditating. I'm not the best drawer. So I pre drew her. But let's start with energy and the seven main chakras. So if you truly believe that we are energy, our thoughts are energy, sounds energy, what we do is energy, everything is energy, right? Then we have these seven centers in our body. So the first one is being the root chakra. And that's kind of at your base. That's being grounded. That is being in touch with Mother Earth. That is standing confident. That is I am. I am confident. I am strong. I am aware. I am loved. I am safe. The color is red. The second one, moving up just below your belly button and above our vaginas, um, is the sacral chakra. So that very much is the feel, right? The I feel safe. I feel loved. I feel confident. It's that, emotional connection. It's that emotional energy. And the color here is orange. So moving above your belly button, and you can't probably really see it because I didn't have yellow, so I tried to make it yellow, is your solar plexus. And that's very much I do. I do give love. I do give confidence. I do manifest my dreams. I do believe in what I'm doing. So this is very active, yellow, right above the belly button. And then above that, you move into your heart chakra, and that's green. And that, of course, is I love. I love this life. I love my community. I love my clients. I love myself. It's I love. And then your next step is going to be your throat chakra. And that is blue. And it's I speak. And notice I have on blue today, so I felt like I probably need to speak my truth today. Um, I speak. So you speak your truth, you speak your beliefs, you speak your values, you speak your love, you speak your boundaries, you speak your peace. Um, so throat, and then we're going to move up to the third eye right here. And this is purple, and that is I see. I see confidence. I see peace. I see love. Um, that's also getting a little bit more intuitive to your connection of your higher self. Um, so you see your higher self, you see the collective, you see the universe. So I see. And then above that is your crown right up here. And that is pretty much I know. I know I'm intuitive. I know I'm one with God, source, energy, Mother Earth, universe, the collective, whatever you believe. I know I'm divine feminine and divine masculine. And so, all seven of these, if this is your energy, right, then they have to flow. So, one of the biggest examples I could give you, which I led off with, was when I wasn't balanced and I wasn't in alignment with my energy, right? I was overthinking. I was worrying. I wasn't being conscious daily. I wasn't aware of my reactionary behaviors. So that just caused that exhaustion that ultimately led me to learning more about myself and trying to heal it. So when I over was overthinking like that and always in my head, I mean, there was no grounding at all, right? So when you hear that people are grounding, they might be using a grounding mat, or they might say go outside and ground and do barefoot to grass, or hug a tree, or take a forest bath, or get into nature, whatever it is. That's grounding. That is anchoring you in to the energy of Mother Earth, right? Because we're all energy, and standing there confidently in your alignment and balanced, so that when you're grounding, you're more connected, you're receiving, and you're not as much up in your head overthinking, stressing, worrying, whatever it is. But for me, that was what I was really needing to focus on for myself. So that is why learning about the chakras and the energy needing to be able to flow, right, was so important to me. Because if I'm up in my head, the last place I am is walking barefoot on grass or hugging a tree. So I'm not grounded. I'm up here in this energy that is, my thoughts are sending out energy. So I'm unable to be still, be quiet, learn, and kind of sit. So I had to teach myself how to do the grounding before I went anywhere, because these all have to kind of flow, right, in the same direction, or else you're going to get stuck in here. So the goal is all of these need to flow and be moving. But what I was doing to myself, I wasn't even grounded. So I couldn't even think about getting the rest of this to flow. So I had to learn how to do this. And that's why I talk so much about how powerful the brain is, and how we have to rewire it, and how we have to um, really start to create new habits for ourselves that allow us to be still and quiet our mind and be present so that I could allow myself to be grounded. And that required more than just understanding the chakras. For me, I had to really, get curious and try meditation, had to try sound, binaural beats, and um, using the sound. I had to use breath work. I had to start experimenting with going outside, right? And just being present and soaking in the energy of outside to learn how to quiet my head. Um, so the first step for me really in this process was really focusing on the root chakra. So, I also talked about crystals in all these last episodes and that, they give off energy too. So I found myself at a lot of crystal stores buying red crystals. And ultimately, I started working with the red crystals, um, quieting my mind, going outside more, and just turning off all the noise so that I could really start to be still enough that I could connect my mind, my body, and eventually my higher self or my soul. So for me, I had to really, you know, focus on each one separately to understand them and to understand where energy maybe was not moving or got stuck or became stagnant because I was unaware that all these even existed and that they had to flow. So once I started to get really good at being able to ground myself and stay more conscious throughout the day and be more aware and use, um, the crystals, the touch, the jewelry, whatever it was to trigger me to remain grounded, then I could, become more aware of how I was acting to what I was experiencing each day. The sacral then also became very important to me because, really, quite frankly, you have to have, these three flowing right here to even begin to understand the higher chakras. So I really then just focused on these three: the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, so that I basically taught myself how to love myself again, how to forgive myself for maybe reactions or situations that I wasn't proud of. I allowed myself to feel it, right? I had to go back and feel um, my marriage. I had to go back and feel what happened at my grandmother's house. I had to go back and feel those. And then I had to take action. So my action was to release those energies that had helped shape who I was today so that if I was triggered in a new experience, I didn't react out of this fear or not loving myself like I used to. So for me, the big thing was really kind of connecting these three initially, these three chakras, to really work on those so that I could dig into shadow work, which we'll talk about in the next episode, and really becoming vulnerable with myself and allow the pain or the fear to resurface for me so that I could love myself again, truly mean it and feel it that I love myself, and then take action to release all those past experiences that were no longer serving me. So if you really start to embody the chakras and embrace it and really believe that we're all energy, then these centers should become important for you. And as we create these new habits to start to sit and quiet our mind so that we can allow thoughts and emotions to come in, then we're allowing those messengers to trigger us so that we can do the shadow work and heal and start to unstuck the block of energy that wasn't allowing us to flow, right? And be connected with our highest self. So this is kind of the 7 key chakras. I mean, there's a lot more, and I encourage you guys to get curious, discover who you like or what you want to read to learn more about it. I'm just sharing this tool and how I used it for me personally. But this really ultimately led me to understand myself, allowed me to choose consciously to understand myself, forgive myself, release what had imprinted on me and made me who I was today, and then allowed me to really become connected with your higher self using these four four chakras. Um, so I definitely encourage you to play with this and find what resonates for you, because it truly gave me that opportunity to learn more about energy so that I could meditate, which is something I never thought I would be able to do. I tried it and I was like, I'm never going to be able to do this, right? Who could quiet their mind this long? And quite frankly, now I love it so much that if I miss it and don't get one in a day, um, I kind of get a little jittery. Well, I just threw that one. So this was huge for me, and I hope that you guys, play around with this. Feel free to screenshot it, um, because this really helped me. And then, for me, and I talk like this happened in, you know 6 months time and I was good to go. No, this honestly probably took me about 2 years to really find the flow and the alignment. And I'm always working on it, and something will happen and energy will become stuck again. It's now I notice it more quickly and am able to acknowledge it, react to it, and be conscious enough to do differently than what I used to do. So this took me a while. When I talk about on those other videos that I kind of became a hermit, this is kind of when I really kind of became a hermit and would just start to practice this. I would hold a red crystal or a green crystal or a purple crystal, and I would put them on different energy centers when I meditated. And I tried different sound vibrations, whether it was a guided meditation or whether it was just going outside and doing breath work and walking barefoot or whatever it was. I tried so many different things to see what would resonate for me, and then I kind of picked and chose which ones really I felt worked well for me. So I definitely encourage you guys to do it, because this was probably one of the most eye opening pieces for me. And there's a lot of great books. There's a lot of great podcasts out there. So, find one that you like, and explore it a little more, because it feels really good. But when this is flowing, right? Because this is the key. You want them all to flow in the same direction because they're all connected, right? And then your flow is not stuck. Your energy is not stuck. So it's all flowing around. Then what you're doing is you're very aware of your mind, your body, physical body, and then your higher self. And what is speaking through you here, your intuition, your gut feelings, right? And then you realize that these all have to flow, and that these are all connected to your energy centers. And you learn through understanding the energy, right? That, when I'm overthinking or when I'm dwelling on a situation, and if it was with a female, let's say, then maybe I started to feel more aches and neck pains or stuff on my left side of my body, right? The more of the receiving, divine feminine side. So to realize then that all this was physically affecting me was kind of like a wow. Wow. Um, and once I started working with the energy centers, more and learning more, then I started to pay attention to my body more. And I noticed that it would tell me. Um, and I noticed that if I worked and moved through the experience, that my body felt better. So it's amazing, really, how connected this all is. It was just, I mean, I had no idea. I'm 56. I had no idea. And it became really powerful for me. And then once, I started working through my throat, my third eye, and my crown chakra, with the heart, right? Then I noticed my mind started to kind of quiet down, and that it was very easy for me to see situations from the past very differently, very forgivingly, with compassion, with gratefulness that, maybe they're no longer in my life, and that's okay, but I'm grateful for the time that they were. Um, and it's just amazing how the energy begins to flow then really out of just love. um the fear's gone. It's just an overwhelming alignment of love. And you know what, I respect you, and I totally see all my experiences each day very differently. um it's easier to say, oh, instead of getting mad, I'm like, oh, well, that's okay. That's who they are. I I'm not judging them. I love them. You know, does that mean that they're in my life on a daily basis? Maybe not. And that's okay to protect your peace, because once you have this peace and you understand the energy and how it needs to flow and it's connected, then it's okay to have your boundaries too. Um, Probably one of the biggest ones for me is going to be to speak. I told you I didn't like to communicate, and I wasn't raised really to communicate very well. So, throat chakra has been really big for me. And yep, I picked blue today, so probably need to work on my throat chakra. But so speak. You speak your beliefs, you speak with love, you speak with grace, you speak with compassion. um you speak your truth, and that's all. This is going to be very unique and different for each of us. But what is the same is that we realize that it's all energy and it's got to flow, and then the third eye and the crown, obviously, you know, I can always get better at all my energy centers. Um, I mean, that, you know, I'm always looking to, improve. But, the third eye and the crown is just starting to really connect with this, divine feminine, it's really um, that emotional intelligence. You're not just reacting, you're in alignment, your energy is flowing, you're more balanced, you're conscious, you're aware, and you're letting your intuition speak. And when your mind is quiet, especially for me, right? When all those thoughts were in there, I mean, that was the energy I was putting out and getting back. And, you know, it didn't allow me to hear my intuition. It didn't um, give me that space where I could be quiet and hear it. And, the more healing that I did, the more, I brought the unconscious to conscious and became aware, then the more these have kicked in for me, which has just been a beautiful experience for me. And we all deserve this, and I really hope that this kind of sparks that curiosity for you to, start to connect your dots, start to play around with the energy and see what you notice. Because this, like I said, was a huge tool for me. So the key really with all this is, you're choosing to be intentional. You're choosing to allow the energy and emotions to flow, and you're choosing to be very aware of you, right? Um, because ultimately, you guys, the most important person to love is yourself, right? You love yourself, and you feel it and you do it and you speak it and you see it and you know it, your light gets brighter, you shine brighter, you're more balanced, you have more peace. And we all deserve that. So the most important person to love is you. Um, and it's just gonna, when we love us, it's just gonna make the world a better place, right? So I really, I mean, I love the chakras and I love learning about energy. So I really hope that this, like I said, makes you guys curious, because it was a huge help for me. Um, and then, just a little reminder in the last episodes, I kind of challenged you guys to choose to take some baby steps and create small habits, because it's going to be those small little habits that we do that are going to help us start to reprogram everything, um, so that we can become more aware and um, become truer to ourselves. So hopefully you guys are still turning off the noise. Turn off the noise, because loving yourself does not come from a podcast or TV or radio or your husband or your wife or your partner or your kids. It comes from within. So turn off, please. I hope you're turning off the noise. That's one of my favorite things. So when you get in the car by yourself or take a walk or eat your lunch, turn off the noise and allow your senses to show you, smell, feel, see, breathe, um, see what pops into your head. Um, See if you are triggered by an emotion. Um, Write it down, come back to it later. Those are messengers. So turn off the noise. Hopefully, you guys gave up a list, because if you're like me, you got lists everywhere. Um, just give up the grocery list or something small so that you just learn to trust yourself. Um, what's the worst case scenario? Like I said, you forget something at the grocery store so that you learn to trust yourself and flow a little bit more. So hopefully you're still trying, just giving up one one list, one simple list. And then added to small habits, I want to share three new things. Um, talk to yourself out loud. Um, you know, my dog, unfortunately, I had to put him down last summer, and so I always talk to him. We would talk all day long. um, but now I'm still doing it. So I'm just talking out loud, which which is just, it's become a habit. So talk out loud. It really does work because I say the same stuff. I get up in the morning, I leave my phone on the charger, I make sure I'm up by myself at least 5-10 minutes before anybody else. And I talk to myself while I make the coffee. Thank you for the coffee. Thank you for today. I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have a car. I'm grateful for this house. I'm grateful for my physical body. I'm grateful for the night's sleep, whatever it is for you. There's no right or wrong way to do any of this, you guys. It really ultimately is just what you do and how you create it so that it works for you. So get up a little bit early and talk to yourself. I say, good morning. I love you. I love me. Let's have a great day. Typically, I set an intention too, just because I believe in setting intentions, and hopefully, that will be that'll be something that we'll talk about too in the future. But I do set intentions for my day, or try to. And then I definitely encourage you guys, get curious. So, you saw the energy centers. Hopefully, you took a picture before I kind of destroyed it all. And you saw the colors, and you saw that they relate to a different area in your body. Um, so play with it. You know, lay the crystals on your body. Lay down if you're going to try to meditate instead of sitting. I don't know. Go outside, walk barefoot, breathe, take a deep breath of the air. Um, play with what resonates for you. Try, there's a lot of great apps, which I'll put in the comments, with the sound vibrations and I think I say it right, binaural beats. Because for me, using the binaural beats was key too. Um, because the noise is in different different places, and so you kind of have to follow it. So when I was following it, then I wasn't overthinking, right? It was simple as that. So I'll throw in the comments a couple good apps that I've liked. And then remember, each chakra has a sound vibration too. So you could use a specific sound vibration if you want to work with your root chakra. So get curious, play around. I mean, there's so much you can do here to create what works for you. So just hopefully this inspires you to just go out and try. And then the last thing I want to share, and I'll tag the Sage method. But I took Bo's class, gosh, a while, maybe a year ago, year and a half ago. And she has this thing called GCP, which I quickly attached to this GCP because it's easy, it's simple, and you can do it anywhere. It took me a while because I really practiced it and took time with it and kind of explored what worked for me. But ultimately, G for ground, right? So, like when I am driving with my radio off in the morning, I ground myself. And for me, grounding myself If I'm not walking outside and I'm in my car, either way, it's just simply smelling, getting, good smelling, watching the sunrise, looking at the trees, and then just saying, Mother Earth, thank you for today. Um, I am grounded. I am confident. I am strong. I am loved. I am safe. Thank you. Thank you for today. And then C for clear, right? So if energy can get stuck or stagnant, right, in our bodies and in our centers, and we want it all to flow, right? It needs to be flowing, then clear what isn't meant for you. So then I say, I'm still talking out loud. I'm still saying out loud, please release all energy not meant for my highest self. You could also say, you know, very specific, I release this situation. This is not my energy. I love them. I forgive them. I release that situation. I release, whatever is triggering you that needs to be released, say it out loud. And if you're just walking into a grocery store, say, I just want to release all energy that is not mine when I walk into a very crowded grocery store right now. It could be as simple as that. And then I just kind of breathe it out. It's released. And then protection. So, whatever protection you are looking for yourself, whether it's, God or the universe or your guides or your angels, whatever it means for you, ask for it. Say, please protect me as I go into the grocery store. Only my energy is in my energy field, or nobody's energy will get into my energy field that isn't meant for me. Thank you for protecting me. Um, Whatever that means for you. And maybe you're going through something and you want to ask for additional protection of something else. Say it out loud. So GCP, and like I said, I'll put the Bo's information to the Sage method on there, because this has just been a real good one for me, and quite frankly, I use it all day long, all the time. Even if maybe I forgot to do it when I went to the grocery store for Super Bowl food this weekend. And by the time I got out of the store, I was a nervous wreck because it was worse than the holidays. And, so I am like finding myself walking to the car going, I need to ground, I need to release, I need to protect. So I love this. So this one's fun too. And then remember, as we tap in and flow, right? For me, like I shared with you, listening to the noise and trying to get external justifications, instead of loving myself, instead of being aware of who I was and forgiving myself, this is all really tapping into that divine feminine. And this can all really help you understand your divine feminine and tap into it, because this really is the emotional intelligence. This is your intuition. This is your nurturing. This is your creative side. And this will really start to flow as you start to kind of create those new habits, bring the unconscious conscious, and start working with all the energies, right? So, hopefully, I explained this okay. It made sense to me. But if you have questions, oh my gosh, you guys put it in the comments, whatever. And please let me know if you're trying this and if it's starting to work at all. And because I would love to know. I would just love to know. And if there's something that really you loved, share it with me, because I'm always looking for new stuff to try. Sometimes I get a little stuck with sticking to what's safe, right? Um, so if there's something that you guys love, I would love to know that too. So please subscribe, share it, make comments, like. Um, I'm here for it. I'm here for all of us connecting and sharing the light, because you guys, it really does feel good to come out on the other side of this. I mean, it took me a while. I'm not gonna lie, it took me a while, and I'll share more, but it just really has been life changing for me, and I love it. And honestly, it's like joy. I could say joy. I have joy. I don't know as if I ever could have truly said that and believed that before. Um, and we all deserve that. We all deserve that. So I am root. I feel your sacral. I do your solar plexus. I love your heart. I speak your throat. I see the third eye. And I know the crown. Mind, body, soul. We have a masculine and a feminine energy. All of this needs to flow, right? And then we know through Einstein, we know the laws of attraction, right? So it's important we create this self-awareness, so we can step into it. Um, and I just love it. So, okay, you guys, thank you. um, yeah, let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, comment, share it. Okay, I am grateful for you guys. Um, yeah, I never would have thought I would be on video doing this ever, but I just want to say, if you're tuning in, I am so grateful for you guys, and yeah, I just love it. I love it. So thank you guys.